Having a baby has been the biggest blessing in my life, but so many women are currently struggling with getting pregnant or have gone through a heartbreaking loss of a baby. Whether it's miscarriage, stillbirth, or SIDS, it's so common but rarely talked about. That's why today is dedicated to those women and their families. It's National Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Day.
We wanted to give our baby Kyle a fighting chance.
On November 1st, Lauren Kaiser and her family will light a candle on a cake for what would have been their son Kyle's first birthday.
We got pregnant again in July of 2020. You know, COVID's going on, it's crazy, but we were so excited.
After experiencing a miscarriage in April 2020 and losing a family member to COVID, this pregnancy was an answered prayer.
The second you get a positive pregnancy test, you start kind of dreaming, I guess, and thinking about that child that's about to come.
Kyle was born at 21 weeks, 3 days, but sadly didn't make it.
The hardest day of my life. I could get teary-eyed talking about it now.
1 in 4 women will lose a baby during pregnancy, delivery, or infancy. According to CountTheKicks.org, there are about 830 stillbirths a year in North Carolina.
We see it all the time. It happens more often than I think people realize.
October 15th is a day to remember those little ones and support their families. Cone Health Chaplain Katie Clausen says days like this can really help the grieving process.
The loss of a child, any kind of a loss, it's not something you get over. It's something that you learn to carry differently in time.
For Kaiser, it's looking to the future, knowing she'll see her babies again one day.
It's, still hard. It'll never get easier, but you do kind of, get over the hump, and a year later I'm still standing, which is amazing because I really didn't think I would be. So
now there's a movement to light a candle or post on social media telling your story tonight at 7 to mark this day of remembrance and make sure that those babies aren't forgotten. Guys, sadly, so many women go through this. I've had friends, family members that have suffered from loss from different kinds of things in pregnancy or infants, and it's so sad and heartbreaking to me, but it's so common. So I think that it's so important that it's also talked about.
You know, it's funny you talked about that, there's a time, even to a degree now, people don't want to talk about it, if it happened to them, but it's so important. I think we say this all the time, right, on the show, that it's important to talk about things, to get it out. And it's funny that I didn't find out until I was an adult, because I was a late kid. The next oldest of me is 13 years older than me, that there were 2 after that before me that my mom never really talked about, and my sisters had said there were 2 miscarriages before we even got to you. And so it's just that, it's that generation that just didn't want to talk about it, but it's so important that we do.
Same with my mom. She had 2, and I didn't find out until I was an adult as well.
It's true.
I'm glad we're talking about it more now. Your package, when it said 1 in 4 women.
Goodness.
Just to put that in perspective, I have friends, family members too, that have had miscarriages, stillbirths, and one of the things they said is something that you always live with. It sticks with you. You might be able to I wouldn't say get over it, they're able to live their life, but it always sticks with them. And I didn't even know there was a day like this. So it's important that we're having this conversation and that you've done this story so we can talk about it.
I had someone say once, they said, who had gone through this, they said, it's always in my back pocket. That's the way they talked about it. Said, I keep that in my back pocket.
Yeah, you try to get over it and you live day to day, but you still carry it with you. And actually the entire month of October, I know it's usually associated with breast cancer awareness, but it's also awareness for pregnancy and infant loss. And but today is specifically the day. And Kaiser was also telling me that what helps her get through every day is her faith, her family, her friends, and then also knowing she's not alone in this. So if you're suffering from something like this, please know you're not alone. There are so many women that are going through this, and there are so many resources. Cone Health has a resource center available that you can do some virtual meetings with people, and I'm going to have all that posted on this story on our website.
Good, check it out if you need to.
Great job, Stacey.
Yeah, that's good stuff.